self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are Conversation Con Artists.
What's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we're Conversation Con Artists back for another episode. I need y'all to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. MISTER_on point.
And I can be found at Red_Calamity. And, you know, I'm going to tweet. I ain't tweeted shit in like a while, but I'm going to get back on it.
Listen, if you at me directly, then I reply because a notification will pop up on my phone.
Yes.
To indicate that somebody done said some shit to me, and then I respond. But I don't just get on Twitter. Twitter confuses me.
Twitter don't confuse me. I just fucking forget about it. Like, I'll post something elsewhere, and Twitter don't come to my mind. Like, it just doesn't cross my mind.
Twitter to me seems
follow
like...
me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram way more. Same name, Red_Calamity.
Twitter is like a whole bunch of people having a conversation in a big ass room.
Yes.
And people yelling at each other and yelling at each other. I don't know who fuck to talk to. I don't know who to... Like, I just walked in. I don't know what to do. Okay?
That is an accurate description of Twitter.
I mean, Facebook is that same thing, except it's more like lunch, like break time in high school. You got your little group over here talking of your friends and stuff, and y'all having specific conversations, and you know, one of your friends connected to a friend over in another group, and they'll talk about that shit later. It's like more organized. Like, I don't know what to do with Twitter.
And I think because it's broken up, like there's a lot, like pictures. There's other stuff on Facebook that break up just the streams of like the sentences and shit. So like when you go on Twitter, it's like really overwhelming because it's just a bunch of text, not really broken up by anything.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I'm going to tweet. I'm going to get better. I'm not a social media.
You've been saying that shit for a year.
I know. And I was doing good. I was. People were adding me in it and shit. It was great. But I'm not a social media person. I'm not a social person in real life. And trying to like translate that into media it's about the same thing. This is how I am in real life, basically. How my Twitter is. Like sometime in this shit, that's pretty much how I am in real life. That's an accurate depiction of
I got you.
my personality. But anyhow, we are still doing the listener letter portion of the show. So if you have a question you would like for us to answer on the show, you can send it into our Gmail account, which is conversationconartists@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Facebook, Conversation Con Artists, and send us a message. Or you can write on our wall. But if you write on the wall, everybody gonna know what you asked. So, and we won't be able to give you like a code name. So keep that in mind. So we had a question about, because Halloween, by the time this will be on Halloween. They'll hear it on Halloween actually, because it's Tuesday.
Halloween is on Tuesday?
Yes. The 31st.
I don't like Halloween.
Why do you not like Halloween?
Because I couldn't celebrate it when I was a kid.
But you can celebrate it now.
What the?
So
look, I can buy candy when I get ready.
Yes, but you can't buy bags of Halloween candy when you get ready. You also cannot buy candy apples and caramel apples unless you go to a fair or some shit any other time during the year. I've been eating mad caramel. Candy apples hurt my teeth. So.
First off, I can make my own whatever kind of apple I want to make.
I know.
Number one.
Who wants to
Number
do
two,
that?
I don't give a fuck about having a Reese cup the shape of a bat. Okay.
Oh no, I don't mean in the shape of a bag. I mean like you get bags. Plus Wednesday's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna get so much fucking candy because it's like half off. Because like when they have to get rid of all of the shit with Halloween shit on there, so it keeps going down.
You know the best place to go for that?
Where?
Rite Aid.
Really?
Don't nobody go in Rite Aid.
Yeah, that's true.
They still got to discount that shit.
That's true.
I imagine everybody don't have a Rite Aid though.
Yeah.
Like if you're listening to this and you don't have a Rite Aid, just go to the store.
CVS.
With the least, CVS is very popular. CVS and Walgreens, that shit be going so quick.
I always forget about Rite Aid. Is there a Rite Aid around here?
Or go to, it's one on Lorna Road behind Chick-fil-A. Not Lorna Road, on 31 behind Chick-fil-A. It's Burlington Coat Factory, that shopping center.
It's in the center?
It's in
That's
the center.
Weird.
It's
They're
next to that
like,
teacher store.
Oh, yeah.
It's over there.
I'm going to have to go in there and rack up on some candy.
Yeah, go to the store or go to neighborhood Walmarts, not the super Walmarts, but the neighborhood Walmarts. They always have like a whole bunch of extra Halloween candy because it's just not that many people going into them places.
True. But so yeah, I just get my candy the day after. And I don't have to worry about trick-or-treaters because I have 2 dogs. And as soon as one of them little kids knock on the door, then it's two dogs that sound like they're gigantic, barking, and the kids usually run away. So even if I wanted to have trick or treaters, I would have to lock the dogs up for like the entire time that I think somebody's gonna bring their kid around, because they do what they supposed to do. They're supposed to alert me if some person is at the door. They do that very well.
Man, Halloween is just a bullshit ass corporate holiday. It's a holiday where they're gonna convince the whole society to buy candy like hell.
But you know who benefits from Halloween? Kids, because they ain't got to buy shit. They just go from door to door and just get candy for no fucking reason.
You know what my first
at
Halloween
all.
experience was? I went to the crack house with my sister's mama.
Not candy.
That was my first.
I mean, it was candy for her, I guess.
Nose candy. Booger sugar. That's like the first Halloween experience I remember. We legitimately, she dressed us up, put makeup and stuff on us. Like, I don't know what we'd even look like. But
and then took y'all to the crack house?
We walked to the crack house. Like, we didn't stop nowhere else for candy that I can remember. I think we just walked to the crack house. She got drugs. We came back. No candy.
The fuck was the point of that? She didn't need to do all of that hoopla to get crack. Just go buy your crack.
I don't know, man. Halloween just... And then my mama, just because of, Christianity, we couldn't celebrate them. So at a certain point, you'd be like, it ain't even worth nothing to me. I really don't care.
We didn't celebrate it. My mom said it was a devil's holiday, especially like when all of that shit was coming out. Because I grew up around the time when people were saying like kids was getting like razor blades and shit, like that type bullshit. So my mom really was not here for us going. We lived in a neighborhood, like my dad's family. Like it was nothing but his family. And she was still like, hell no. So what she did instead was she made candy apples herself and gave them to us. And she bought us candy. And you know what? I was cool with that. Because at the end of the day, for me as a kid, the candy was what was important. So that was completely fine by me. Completely fine. So I wasn't able really to celebrate it, but I still got candy. So I didn't like have any kind of negative. And when I got to be an adult, I dressed up and went to parties and shit. So
I do want to dress up one day, but I feel like I can do that at Dragon Con or Comic Con.
Yeah. You could do that and do Halloween. It doesn't have to be an either or kind of thing.
I don't care about Halloween.
Okay, well.
Ain't nothing gonna make me care about Halloween probably until I have kids.
Yes.
And they're gonna be like, Daddy, I want to be a runaway slave for Halloween.
No. What? No.
What?
Why would your kids want to be a runaway slave?
I don't know. Kids are weird and stupid most of the time.
Well, my kid ain't being no runaway slave. To go in there and get that damn Batman costume.
Daddy, I want to be Mrs. Butterworth.
No. You know what? Your kids absolutely would ask to do some shit like that. 100% could see that. I could totally see that. But we got on Halloween because the question was about superstitions. And we don't really believe in superstitions. So what I did instead is we looked up a list of Southern specifically, because if y'all don't know, we are in Alabama, we are in the South. So we looked up a list of Southern superstitions. And we just going to talk about them and if we've heard of them or not. Because some of these I had never heard of and didn't know that they were things. Number one, if you invite 13 people to dinner, one of them will suffer bad luck.
What?
Yeah. So you got to always have an even number.
Did you even read that shit when you was reading them earlier?
No, I was saving that one.
Yo, you an ass.
Save that one.
13 people.
Yes.
It was a movie called 13 Ghosts, wasn't it?
Yes.
I didn't see it. I don't watch shit like that.
It wasn't. It's not relevant to this. Like it was just.
I know. I'm just saying.
13.
That's just what came up in my head.
Yeah. I mean, there were 13 ghosts, but like they were all scary. It wasn't like the 13th. Well, I think the 13th one was the scariest of them all. I don't know. Anyhow, 13 is supposed to be an unlucky number, so I guess. Does that mean?
So is it the 13th person that show up, or the 13th person that you verbally give the invite to?
Probably going to be the 13th person that shows up.
Do you count in that?
No.
Like, are you number one and the 12th person is?
If you invite 13 people, you're not invited to your own shit. So it's just the people you invite. You're not included.
So you safe.
You're safe.
It don't matter what. So fuck them.
That's kind.
Make sure all your good friends show up early. And then it's like 5 or 6 where you don't give a fuck what happened.
I mean, Well, with that reasoning, anytime that you come across the number 13, some bullshit should happen, right? So like if I snooze my clock and when I finally get up it's 6:13, like some bullshit should happen, or like I have insomnia.
No, that's not 13 by itself though.
I mean,
It's
okay,
6-13.
If I don't know how you could encounter 13 things if
You can set your time on your phone for 13 minutes.
yeah, but I think in even numbers. I don't think in odd numbers. So I wouldn't do 13. I'd do like 10, 15. Well, that's an odd
You're going to
number.
set 13 minutes, and as soon as you get to 0, your asshole just explode.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. Same thing that's wrong with me every night, Pinky.
Why I got to be Pinky? Wait a minute. I just thought about that. Why the fuck do I get to be the brain?
It just goes along with the statement, okay?
All right. I don't want to be Pinky. Well,
I
you know
wanna
what?
be Brain.
Pinky was the one who had
I don't
sense.
be neither one of them motherfuckers.
Brain was the stupid one because he was actually a mouse that thought he could take over the world.
I wouldn't be Elmira neither.
Hell no. That bitch was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No. Number 2, don't split a pole. I have heard of this. It doesn't give an explanation as to why. It just says splitting a pole brings bad luck. Cause I'll be walking with somebody on the sidewalk and there might be like a light pole. If I go to the other side of it or look like I'm gonna go to the other side of it, they're like, no, come over here. Cause okay. Like we gotta walk beside it. No, you can't split the pole.
You know what I like doing for people who superstition? I like taking some quick steps in front of them, in front of the pole, clearly from the side they was gonna go to, and now they gotta come back around.
And some people do that though. Like
They
some
do
people,
it. If they believe in that shit, yeah, they won. That's what they do.
That's,
But I wonder if, like at a strip club,
that's not.
if it's 2 strippers on one stage, if they keep passing the pole, is it a revolving loop?
I don't know that it addresses like stripper poles. I feel like it's a different situation.
Well, what kind of poles are we walking by on the street? Because I don't think none of the shit we walk by on the street would be classified as poles.
I mean, sometimes they have light poles in the middle of a sidewalk, so you could go either way. Or like at the summit, they got all kind of shit in the middle of the thing that you can walk on the other side of.
But
like,
they not poles. You split a pole,
but,
right?
I mean, it's supposed to be poles, but like people who superstitious about that shit, anything that come between y'all.
How do we know this had been misinterpreted from the beginning? How do we know this ain't political? How do we know this ain't having half of a red ticket and half of a blue ticket?
You always got to take things to a place they were never meant
I'm just
to go.
saying. I feel like how do we know the Second Amendment ain't fucked up? The right to bear arms. You know what I'm saying? Like Family Guy did the joke, but
oh yeah, the bear arms.
How we know
it
this ain't bear arms
arms?
You know what I'm
I
saying?
saw that
How we
episode.
don't know that means if you kill a bear and happen to want to keep their arms as trophies, you have the right to those things.
Don't nobody keep arms. When you go into people's houses that are in the taxidermy, it's always heads. They don't. Who keep an arm? If I go in somebody's house, and first of all, I don't associate with people who have bare heads on their walls. But let's just say I do. If they had bare arms on their wall, like I'm gonna find that very odd.
Okay, so let's scrap that one. What if it is everybody has the right to bear arms? What if it's everybody used to wear long sleeves? And then they started being able to roll their sleeves up, and our arms are now bare. We have the right to do that shit.
It's BEAR, I think, and not BARE. There's a difference in depending on which bear it is. If it's BARE, then that is absolutely with no question what it meant. But if it's BEAR, it can't be that definition because the words are different. Anyhow, number 3. Eating cabbage and or black-eyed peas on New Year's Day will bring good luck / health. Yes. My mom wasn't really too big on that. Like, she ain't really into luck. I don't feel like... Here's what's funny to me. I don't know how you could be a Christian and believe in luck. Because I feel like those are 2 separate entities and 2 separate things. So I don't know about that. But... and because of that, my mom was like, I don't believe in luck. I believe in Jesus. So for her, she ain't really do that. Like, sometimes she would, like... cook stuff, but like she ain't do it like religiously.
First off, if you cook cabbage or black eyed peas like my grandmama cooking, ain't nothing healthy about none of that shit. Cause it got bacon in it. It got a whole bunch of pieces of the pigs. Don't nobody know about ham, hog maws, all them different things in them. So we're not worried about health here.
Yes.
Second off, I think luck. I think it's the same. I think we all talking about the same shit. Blessings, luck, the universe. I just think that's just the words that people use for shit that happened that they can't explain.
You're gonna have a whole lot of Christians.
Look, I mean,
in our mentions about this shit, because they're gonna feel like blessings, because blessings are bestowed upon you. Luck is just something that happens, right? Isn't that the difference? I don't know,
well, I'm saying a person that's not a Christian ain't gonna define something bestowed upon them as a miracle or a blessing.
True.
Somebody that has that thing happen to them, is gonna call it luck.
Yeah, but
or something based on their entity, like Buddhism got their version of it, like karma, like all these different systems. Like I just think those are things that these different systems use to determine, how to determine the way things that happen good or happen bad. But
they're still separate. Like, it's always weird to me when I see superstitious Christians, because those two things are like, you can't, it's either you believe in God or you believe in luck. Like, there's those two, because luck doesn't have anything to do with religion, right? Or God or any kind of entity.
I'm just saying, I think luck just a word. Luck don't exist to me. No,
I mean, I'm not arguing, but for the people who believe in luck. Not you, because you obviously don't.
I'm just saying, if you find a $20 bill on the ground, a Christian is going to say, thank you, Lord, for this blessing. A person who believes in luck going to say, I got some good ass luck today.
Yeah. But I'm saying, so that's the good part. But I'm saying, I've met Christians who don't split the pole. Why do you believe in luck?
They don't believe in luck. That's superstition. That ain't luck. Superstition don't got nothing to do with luck.
It does. If you split the pole, then I forgot what happened. But in this case, you get good luck from eating black eyed peas.
Oh, if you split the pole, you don't get your ass beat by your uncle, or your auntie, or your mama, because they was the ones that were trying to keep you from splitting. That's that's just conditioning. Like, that ain't. Don't nobody think about what happened.
Don't split the pole. It's bad luck.
How many poles you done split? I want my bad luck right now. Like, if I split a pole, I want to get struck by lightning immediately. Like, I don't want to wait. What's the time frame on luck? If you split a pole, when bad luck supposed to happen? Are we just supposed to be in this whole flux of waiting for bad luck to happen forever?
Yeah.
Or like big bad luck gonna just strike you at one time and you just gonna die?
I done split numerous poles, mostly just because I like fucking with people who are superstitious. Because I don't believe in it. It's stupid. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. If you walk on this side of the pole and I walk on that, we still going in the same direction. It doesn't do shit. So I split poles all the time, and ain't shit ever happened that I would classify as bad luck. Like, shit has happened. I don't attribute it to splitting a pole, though. It's just that shit.
And how we know it don't mean the North Pole and the South Pole. So technically, everybody that exists is splitting the pole constantly.
I'm gonna move on to the next one because we somehow ended back at the pole.
I'm just saying, interpretation is important.
It's bad luck to cross a black cat's path because black cats are a symbol of bad luck, apparently.
As well as black people to white people. What is something that's been positive about black people recently? Anytime. What's something that white people as a group has recognized something positive about black people?
Mm-hmm.
Not a damn thing. When they see us walking up the street, ain't nothing but bad news to them. Hell, it's bad news to black people if you in the right or wrong neighborhood.
That's true. But okay.
Why the cat gotta be black? And why it gotta be a cat? Why not a black dog?
Because cats are assholes. That's why. We've talked about this. I feel like a black cat crossing your path, the cat, I feel like a cat would set up some shit for you. After you cross his path, you fall into a hole or some shit. Dogs ain't gonna do that. Dogs love you. Cats just tolerate you because you feed them.
Dogs don't love you.
They do.
Dogs are just ignorant. Dogs are like bad housewives.
Why are you Listen, I don't know what you got, this vendetta you have against dogs.
I'm
And
just saying,
you
they just
always
keep.
make them
I'm
out
just
like
saying, it
they
don't
just
matter what you
stupid.
do to them, they keep coming back.
They do. They're loyal. That's loyalty. That's loyalty. Cats
Well, that-
have no loyalty.
Well, that means that there's a fine line between loyalty and stupidity.
Oh yeah, we see that shit all the time. I didn't talk many times about how I am not a ride or die chick and how ride or die chicks are some of the stupidest bitches on earth. That's to them. That's loyalty. To me, you just stupid as fuck. I'm not gonna ride or die with you. I'm not. I'm sorry. You get locked up. I'm sorry. Shouldn't have did that.
Well, look, man, I feel like if you're a creature, you should always challenge and question your surroundings. And hey, cats challenge and question their surroundings.
Cats are assholes.
Just because you like the creatures that are just blindly loyal to anybody.
Look, I ain't got nothing to do. I don't have nothing against cats out there. Like, but a creature in my house should be appreciative to be in my house. Cats are not appreciative. Cats are assholes. Dogs are appreciative. I know every day that I come home, them niggas is so excited. Like, when I go home right now, they're going to be like, oh my God, you've been gone for 5 years. She's back. I didn't think she was going to come back.
You are the human version of a cat. And you are out here hating cats.
I am not. You keep
yes,
saying
you
that.
fucking are.
I am not a cat.
You run away from people.
I do.
You're an asshole.
I am. Sometimes.
I mean, I can keep going.
I'm not around myself. I can't. So I can't speak to like. I can't ask you because you like cats. So
Cats are fantastic.
I can't
creatures.
say. Well, why would you be friends with somebody like that? But you also like cats. So you thinking that I'm a cat, that doesn't help my case.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I like people like that. All right.
Okay.
Because cats mind their own goddamn business. Okay. That's what cats do. They don't run up on you licking you,
They don't.
saying, hey, let's go outside and play all the time. Or scratching at the door, hey, I got a boo-boo. Take me out. Cats don't need me. You know? And I'm a generally dependable person. So if you need me, I got you. I don't need that from an animal because my level of responsibility is going to trickle over into that creature because that's the kind of person I am. I need a creature that's like, look, first off, appreciate you for giving me somewhere to live. Day one, you my man's for that. All right, but I'm gonna tell you how this relationship gonna work. I don't need you. You don't need me. Now, every now and then, I do want you to fill up that bowl with food. Every now and then, I do want you to take the shit out of that kitty litter and throw it away and refill it. But get this straight. I don't need you. I will shit on your carpet. You know, so that's a creature I can get along with.
No, see, okay. And what's ironic is that I had the human version of a dog for a friend, and that shit drove me mad. I hated it. It was awful. They were entirely too needy. That shit got on my last nerves. Like, dude, you can't do shit by yourself. I gotta be there for everything. Like, no, you don't need me. Just go by yourself. No, I'm not. No, I don't want to. So,
and the only reasons you like dogs is because they don't advance past the stage of a 3-year-old.
yes.
They don't learn how to talk.
Yes.
And they are sensible enough to be able to follow some commands.
Yes.
But they will spend the rest of their life
Yes.
scared of
Yep.
dice in a bag.
I gotta record that shit and like post it so people can see it. So when y'all know I talk about my puppy Remy all the time. So when Remy was a really small puppy, On Point came to my house with a bag with some dice in it. And I think you were reaching down to like pet kick. Somehow the bag like bumped up against Remy and he heard the rattle. Ever since that moment, that nigga is not here for bags with like rattling shit in it, like at all. Like I'm talking about, he is terrified. I'm talking, it's like comical how scared of this bag he is. Like I've started using it as a disciplinary tool because it works. At this point, I don't even have to pick the bag up. If I reach toward where the bag is, that nigga be like, no. Not the bag. Don't bring out the bag. Anything but this. I'ma sit down. I'm cool. We cool. You cool. Just not the bag. So yeah, but that's why that's why I don't have any kids, because kids do advance beyond that point, and eventually them niggas learn how to talk and they get into shit, and then they become ungrateful ass teenagers with small. It's a lot, It's dogs don't do that.
They become
stay
what
here.
you went through, what you were. They become what you were.
Yeah, I don't need a little me. No, actually, I was not a bad kid or a bad teenager. Like I guess I'm outspoken. The outspokenness that is red now, I was nothing like this when I was younger at all. Like, not even close. I mean, everything that I say now was things that I thought that I didn't say because I was shy and awkward and didn't. So, all of this shit that I talk now is not shit that I would have talked as a teenager. So I was not a bad teenager. Like, I didn't get into trouble and shit. So actually, I would like to have a kid like me. Like, because I wasn't bad. I mean, I tried to kill my brother, but,
Well,
he kind of deserved that shit. Anyway.
Deserve is a strange word.
Okay, he didn't deserve, but we didn't need him, right? We had 2 boys in the house.
What do you mean we?
We didn't need the family
You speak
as a
French
whole.
now?
The family as a whole, we were good. 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. We were good. And then my parents had to go create his little ass, and it just fucked everything up in my mind. Love him now, but like when he first got here, I wasn't here for it. I wasn't, and he know that. He still tells stories of me getting him into trouble and trying to get rid of him because I was just really not here for it. Don't cut a baby's hair before his or her first birthday. You don't really cut girls' hairs anyway. So
That's because they got soft ass heads.
no, it's because this is a superstition among African Americans, which I had never heard of this before today. The fear is that if you cut the hair will grow harder to manage the hair. The child will grow harder to manage hair or have bad luck.
Why would people believe that?
I don't know. I mean, if your kid got bad hair, they just got bad fucking hair or harder to manage hair. Like, you can cut it all day. It ain't gonna make a difference. That's not how genes and hair works. It's not gonna make a difference. Your hair is what you got.
When the kid's head stop being like
soft
a mango?
and malleable. I don't know. Year by year, I would think.
Well, you don't want to put no clippers on that.
I mean, who finna cut? Like, first of all, girls usually be bald and parents be wishing and praying and hoping so they can stop putting them damn headbands and shit so niggas stop being like, your son is so cute. So girls don't get their hair cut, period. Usually parents are like, wait, white little girls are bald as fuck. Like, I don't understand. And then they end up having like a ton of hair later on, but they come in the world with nothing.
Well, you gotta be a statistical anomaly to not have any hair. Like, don't worry, your kid's gonna get hair.
Oh yeah, they'll get the hair, but like, again,
if they lucky, by the time they're a teenager, they won't have one of them little Anthony Hamilton pubic hair beards.
Oh Jesus!
You
Oh
know?
God! Yeah.
A lot of stuff depend on that.
But like, the fact that all newborns look like potatoes to me means that the only way to tell which one between the potatoes is if she had, you got a little girl with hair with a bow on it, right? But if your potato don't have no hair, then you gonna have to put like headbands and all of this shit, because there ain't no bow gonna stick up there with no hair attached to. So you
should put barcodes on babies.
What the why?
To tell the difference, just scan them.
You gonna scan? Oh, let me use my scanner to scan your baby's forehead to see what it is. Like,
not on the forehead, like on back of the neck, like a hitman.
But they can't hold like, who gonna be turning their baby over? They can't hold the head up. They made of marshmallow when they first get here. Like, right. You been in mushed your baby all up, flipping them over all the time, so motherfuckers could scan their neck. Yeah, I never heard of the haircut thing. If you put your purse on the floor, you will go broke. I hear this a lot. I don't. If you broke, so you will go broke. But what happened if you already broke? Like, you gonna go broker?
Shit.
Like, if it ain't shit in there,
if I got $0 and I'm in debt, Like you gonna accrue some debt.
Yeah, I guess.
You can always be a level of broke where you ain't never gonna be unbroke. Like
true. That's
but
true.
I don't carry purses.
I mean, I really don't. So I got a phone case that has like this little compartment on the back where you can I keep my IDs in there and my debit card, and I became infatuated with like the freedom of not carrying a purse because I was never really a fan of having to, especially like when my hair was longer and I would straighten it, because I would put ripping hair out because I put the purse on my shoulder, not move my hair out the way. It was just a lot. So right now I don't carry purses very often, but when I do, I set that shit where it fit. Like if it ain't no space, first of all, I hate on the table blocking shit. If it ain't nowhere else to put it, I set that bitch on the floor. I don't think that has any determination about what money is or is not in that purse. So, let's see. It is bad luck to walk under a ladder. I don't know where that came from or why that is, but I've heard it before.
Landscapers.
I mean, I guess if the ladder
Ain't it one of them
collapsed,
ladders like?
Yeah, but they made.
Or what about? So what if a ladder's leaning on a house and you walk
You're
under?
still not supposed. I don't think you're supposed to walk under a ladder. Period. No matter what kind of ladder it is.
So what about like if you go to Lowe's and there's like ladders sitting on one of the top shelves? Like, can you not be standing up under that shelf?
I mean, I don't know the particulars.
I mean, I need specifics. Like
you
that's how my mind works.
Shit anyway, you don't believe it in any way. Why do you?
I'm just saying, it's still like I feel like if you following them rules, you are just that much more stupid. So I need particulars so that I know who being smarter than regular stupid.
I don't know.
And who being stupider than regular stupid.
If your palm is itching, that means that you're going to receive money. I heard that one. My mom says it a lot, but I got eczema, so my hands itch a lot, especially like where my thumb is.
Ain't it different from your left to your right palm? One means something, the other means something else.
No, you thinking one of the hands is the good hand, is the bad hand, but it isn't referencing to this money thing. Either your hands itching means that you're finna get some money. Is it the Jesus? Not Jesus. Yes, Jesus. Is Jesus?
What? Are you
I'm trying to. So, my family is Methodist, and we have to say the Apostles' Creed every Sunday that I go to church. And because I grew up in the church, I know it by heart. And I think when Jesus died, he was sit on the right hand of God. So I think the right hand is the clean hand, and the left hand is and I think it's the same in Islamic culture as well. Yeah. So the right hand is but that doesn't have anything to do with the money thing. That's a different thing. But
I don't even remember what time when my palms have itched.
Mine itch all the time because, like, you see how wrinkly my hand? Because I have eczema, so I'm constantly like doing this. But it ain't got shit to do with money. It's because it's cold outside and my skin is dry. My eczema is flaring up.
Can you damn cheat the system?
How?
Can you like get some poison ivy and rub it on the middle of your hand? And
I think it's a natural itch, nigga, not because that's caused by something. Like I think it's supposed to be if your hand randomly itches, then.
If only these superstitions was like the legal system.
A man who gives you shoes as a gift will walk out of your life. So does that mean that my husband can't never go out and cop me the new J's? I don't wear Jordans. I'm joking.
The divorce rate, it don't really matter whether he buy you shoes or not.
He buy me Chucks. That's what
if he gonna walk out your life, he gone.
Yes. But here's the thing. What?
So is this only specific to dudes who are already in your life?
I mean, I guess. Who else would be giving you shoes? With no stranger off the street, I guess.
Not stranger off the street, but like if somebody know you like kicks and it's your birthday and they buy you some,
I guess
they walk out your life. You can be like, so
why is it a man? So like I can give all the shoes I want to a nigga and I'm never gonna walk out his life. Like, why is it gender specific? Like, why a man who gives you shoes?
I feel like it's
walk out
one of
your
them
way?
situations where they phrase it like that because the statistics is gonna be on their side anyway.
Oh, I'll leave. Nigga.
I'm just saying, over a whole relationship, if a man bought you shoes and they leave, then somebody can just be like, "Did he buy you shoes?" Oh well, shit. That's why. That's why your relationship didn't work. He bought you shoes. You
That is
walked out your life.
terrible. So I can't never get Converse from anyone I'm dating.
You can because this shit ain't real. But continue.
If your ear itches, someone is talking about you. So I heard that one too. My grandma used to say that. If I would be walking around like, oh my God, my ears, she'd be like, somebody talking about you. Okay.
Is it the ear itching that makes people talk about you, or is it the people talking about you that make your ear itch?
I think the people talking about you is why your ear itches.
Yeah.
If someone takes your picture, they're capturing part of your soul. I really feel like that's Native American. I'm gonna have to look that up because it's gonna bother me.
It's crazy. They done made every camera sing song out here. Like,
your soul is mine.
exactly. Like every time a picture flash happened, that's just what just happened.
Yeah.
Like cameras is Shane's song.
Yep.
For some reason, all of a sudden.
Dreaming of fish means that someone is pregnant. Yes, I done had many an aunt call me and be like, I dreamed of fish last night. Okay.
So like
my dogs are like here chilling with me. That's it. There is no baby.
So like the band Fish.
The what?
The PHISH.
That's not the same fish because that's fish with a P.
So
it's different.
I'm just saying. So the word fish wrote out on the wall.
I'm sure that if somebody dreamed about that believed in this particular superstition, they would be like, I dreamed of fish last night. Even if it is just written on the wall.
That's stupid. Why would your dream be connected to somebody else's condition? And I'm not saying pregnancy is a condition.
I would have said somebody else's uterus, but yeah. It is a condition.
I will say it a condition.
Isn't it a condition? It is. It's a temp. Because isn't well, I think it's a condition.
You about to squeeze a human out of yourself like a toothpaste tube. That's not good.
No. Mm-mm.
Ain't nothing good about that.
Nope.
People be like, it was valuable and it's worth something and it's something I'll never take back.
I don't see. Here's my fear that when I have kids, when I have kids, right? Because every time I say something assholish about having kids, people are always like, "Oh, it'll be different when it's your kid." So when I be like, "Newborns are not cute to me," then people be like, "Well, when you have a newborn," so I'm gonna feel really bad if I have a newborn and I'm still like, it looks like a salamander. Like,
well, your baby
it's my salamander.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna give it back. It's mine, but they're not cute.
Listen,
they look like little old people.
Your baby is going to be ugly. That's because all babies are ugly, okay?
But
it's nothing against you.
Everybody always says it's gonna be different, or like it was all worth it. I mean, what if I don't feel that way? What if I'm like, God damn, that hurt? Like, what the fuck? Like, this was why would anybody ever do this? This is the stupidest thing ever. Like,
there's a high percentage chance that the meat between your ass and vagina is destroyed during childbirth.
What's wrong with you? Why would you tell me that?
What do
Don't
you
say
mean?
that to me. I don't want to know. No, I don't need to know that.
It's very high. I think like in the 70s.
I could have I could get a C-section and then none of that'll happen. They'll just cut me open and take the baby out. I would prefer that and have to heal from them cutting my stomach open than to push a kid out. I don't really want to do that. It's not something that
I'm just saying.
I've never watched a birth because I don't want to fucking see. I feel like if I watch that shit, I'm never going to have a kid. Like, I'm never going to do it. Like, I want to be surprised. Just let me be surprised. Let me be on the table.
You never seen like a nature's birth?
No.
Like
I don't watch none of that shit.
Or a giraffe.
When they were talking about that fucking, was it a giraffe that was supposed to be born? Everybody was like, she ain't heard of it. I don't want to see that shit. I don't need to see it. I don't want to know any more than I already know about giving birth. I want to find out when I'm in there.
It's crazy.
Otherwise, I'm not going to have a kid because everything that I do know about it sounds fucking terrible. The fact that some people have to get stitched up, have to get what they call a husband stitch because your shit spreads open so wide that it doesn't go back, so they have to stitch that shit up.
Why is it called a
awful.
husband stitch?
For your husband, so that he ain't throwing a hot dog down the hallway.
Assuming he wasn't already doing that from the beginning.
It's possible that he might have been doing that from the beginning, but in the event that he wasn't, so that he's not now throwing a hot dog down the hallway.
He gonna be like, "Hey doc, is there any way you could throw an extra couple of stitches in there? Just make it a little bit, small."
Jesus, it just sounds like awful. But my fear is that I'm still gonna feel exactly the same way I feel about. Not to say that I won't love my kid, and not to say that I won't think my kid is beautiful as they grow. But newborn, I don't get, like, they're wrinkly. You can see through their skin. Like, they're just not cute. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And everybody, again, it's like, oh, well, you have yours, and they put that little baby in your arms, and then it's gonna be covered in shit. Like, I just, maybe I will, like, magically feel all of the things that people say. I feel like I'm still gonna feel the way that I feel, but still love my kid. Like, cause I feel like how I feel is realistic, and what they talking about is based off of, like, hormones and shit. Like, your kid is not cute when they come out. They've been swimming in a vat of jelly for 9 months. What you expect? It's not going to be beautiful coming out of that shit. Like,
You gonna be holding your
oh, Jesus. When you got laughing so much you can't get it out, it's not going to be good.
you gonna be holding your baby like you holding a turd.
I ain't going to be that, not quite that far. I'm just saying, like, I don't think they're, well, if they're still covered in stuff, that's kind of gross. Like, I'm not saying that I'm going to be like, ugh, or like scared, but I just think babies look weird when they come out. Like, and I think a month or two in, when they shit starts, like, it's not so wrinkly anymore. Okay. But, like, when they first come out, they're not cute. Like, I've never seen a newborn that I was like, oh my God, they're so adorable. Like, they're not cute. They're not cute.
Animals are.
But they don't come out like that. Like, puppies, like newborn puppies. I do think newborn puppies are cute.
Kittens too.
Yeah, I do. You know what? I can admit that. Kittens too. Kittens are cute. They are. Yes. But they come out with, like, fur. We come out just wrinkled. Oh, I don't know. Anyhow, maybe I feel differently. If we still podcasting, I'll let y'all know.
Probably not.
Probably not. Maybe we could podcast about, being parents. What it's really like to be a parent. That's another thing. I think people make it into.
I might
this,
never
like,
have kids.
How you know you never had no kids?
I said might.
Oh, well, yeah. Shit, I might not neither.
I could care less about having kids.
I mean, I go back and forth. Like, some days I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to have to push out a kid. 2, I don't want to be uncomfortable for 9 months. I just don't want to deal with it. Plus, I don't want to deal with a teenager and all of this shit. And then other days, like, I'll see an actually cute baby, and it's like somebody kicked me in my ovaries. So it just depends on the day. Sleeping in the moonlight will make you go mad. That was another one I saved.
Sleeping in the moonlight.
Yeah. I guess you gotta make sure your blinds is closed. That moonlight streaming is gonna fuck you up.
It would explain the erratic behavior with the homeless population. I'm just saying.
Sleeping in too much moonlight. If a dead person's eyes are open, they will find someone to take to the grave with them.
Who even connected this?
I don't know.
Like, it's like somebody died and their eyes was open and they loved one went to the casket and then they died shortly after, and somebody was like, oh shit, that's because their eyes was open.
Yeah.
I just feel like all of this shit came from old school village idiots.
Why they gotta be the village idiot though?
Because they weren't the village genius.
I mean, it could have been somewhere.
The village genius was creating religion. And this dude was talking about looking give horse in the mouth and
oh, yeah.
and walking under ladders.
Yeah. Wearing new clothes on Easter Sunday brings good luck. So that's why y'all be so fucking dressed up. When I was a kid, it was a whole like to do, like get a new dress and all of this shit for Easter. Knew you was getting a new fit on Easter.
What's special about Easter?
It's when Jesus arose from the dead. It's his resurrection.
So they say.
You asked me what's significant about Easter. That's what's significant about
What I'm
Easter.
saying is why don't we wear? You should wear new clothes every Sunday.
I don't know what the fuck that got to do with it. I don't know what the new clothes. That don't make no sense because I would think it would, if it was going to be any day, it would be like maybe Christmas when he was born, and it's already like a gift giving. Like I don't know. I
feel like you should wear old clothes.
Why?
On Easter Sunday, because you essentially going in there stunting on Jesus. That's disrespectful. Coming there moonwalking and spinning around. That's the opposite of the messages the Bible try to give you.
It's true. But listen, folks, be fly as fuck on Easter. I didn't know it was supposed to be because of good luck. I just thought it was just an excuse for people to dress up. I didn't know that there was any significance behind it. Mm-hmm. It is bad luck to wash laundry on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Why?
Mm-hmm. I have no idea. The village idiot that hated doing laundry.
Can't wash laundry today.
I mean, it's important to know how far back these things predate. Well, it's not important because none of this shit makes sense. But rationalizing them and making sense of them, you got to know how far you go back. Because if we talking about having to go to the middle of the village and clean clothes at the well, somebody probably fell in that hole, like fell right in the well. Oh, this is the first of the year. We can't be washing clothes.
I'm sure we can find the origins because there are people that study this type shit to see where this stuff came from. So I'm sure we could Google any of these and probably find. Now, whether or not it's the truth or not, I'm sure we could find an origin story for them. Sleep with a mirror under your pillow and you will see your future husband. I never heard of that, and I don't really know. That don't make no sense.
Is that like when you see the mirror in the morning, it's gonna instead of seeing yourself, you're gonna see like
maybe
a dude
in your dreams. Maybe you'll dream of your husband. I don't know.
Don't make sense.
It doesn't. Girls are carried high, boys are carried low. That is in reference to pregnant women, and I have heard that if your belly sits higher, then it's a girl. I don't know that there's any truth to that shit, but
I'm sure it's probably about your bone structure and genetic makeup of your internal organs, and as to pertaining to how a baby would sit in your insides.
You know how fucking weird that is. This again back to the pregnancy and why I don't know if I'm. You know that this kid literally like pushes your shit like and makes room for itself like. It literally like pushes your intestines and shit around. Like the kid can sit on your bladder and make you have to pee or pee on yourself. Like that just sounds horrific to me. Like that doesn't sound amazing. That sounds horrifying.
Yeah.
That all my shit's gonna get like pushed out the way.
It's a human inside a human.
Ugh.
Except the little one inside a big one.
That just sounds terrible. If you break a mirror, you will have 7 years of bad luck. Yes, I used to believe in that because when I was little, I broke a mirror and I was like terrified. I was like, oh fuck, like my life is done for the next 7 years.
I wonder if that run concurrently.
Like if you break numerous mirrors?
Like if you break 3 mirrors at one time, is that 7 years or is that 21 years?
I don't know.
I'm just saying, like we need to know the specifics.
I don't know.
You know? And do it make a difference if it's an accident or on purpose? Or what if it's your job? Like what if part of your job, what comes with that is you break mirrors every now and then? Or is it just mirrors or is it stuff that you see your reflection in?
I think it's mirrors specifically. Animals know when you are pregnant. I know dogs do.
Dogs can smell all kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
They can smell cancer. And
yep.
They can smell all kind of illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
Now cats, if they can, they don't care. Just get that out the way.
They don't give a fuck. They fuck you and that kid.
Cat be like, yeah, I knew.
So
Exactly.
step on a crack, break your mother's back. When I was in elementary school, we would like have a whole game of like jumping over the cracks on the sidewalk, and
It's a lot of bullshit they put on women in these things.
yes. Is that not how it is in general? That's just living as a woman. It is what it is. We got the shit end of the stick in a lot of things. The fact that we the ones that have to carry the damn babies. Y'all could have carried the babies.
Just imagine how fucked up it is if your mama back actually break. The first thing you think about is the cracks you done stepped on because you superstitious as hell and childish.
That would be terrible. That would be pretty awful.
I just feel like somebody gonna make that joke.
Yeah.
They gonna call their brother and be like, which one of y'all stepped on some cracks? But what if you step on crack cocaine? Step on crack?
No, that's not the same thing. That's not.
And then the other one was if you step on a line, your mama drink wine.
I ain't never heard
You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
Step on a crack, break your mama's back. Step on the line, your mama drink wine.
My mama don't drink wine. So
Your mama back ain't broken. You done step on cracks in your
oh,
life.
yeah. Tons.
Every mama's back on earth will be broken.
Yeah.
That like, who haven't stepped on crack? I guess if you just live in the wilderness and you don't live anywhere where concrete exists.
Yeah.
And what about like, does it make a difference if you barefooted versus if you?
No. Just stepping on a crack in general.
So it's the pressure that activates it. It's the pressure as created by you that activates it. Because it's clearly not the touch because of your physical self. Because
No.
if you got like a sock and a shoe on.
Oh, no. Because most of the time when you stepping on cracks on sidewalks, it ain't you touching it. It's your shoe. And not even your sock. I hope you ain't walking around sidewalks with socks. Oh.
White kids.
I don't understand.
You know, they have a
shit.
combination of sometimes with socks, sometimes barefooted.
I don't understand that shit. And I saw a lady with a baby, a little small baby out. And again, I know that it's a struggle being a single mom. But it's like, it was like 40 degrees this morning and it was raining hard as fuck. And you got this little bitty baby that ain't got no immune system out in this cold ass weather. Like, really?
Baby ain't even got teeth.
Baby barely got skin that like they literally are like
Baby
the
head,
bare necessities is what they come here with.
baby head soft as bread.
You got this kid out here in this cold ass weather that my grown ass didn't even want to be out in. They ain't even got no choice. You dragging Junior out here in the shit like. And again, I know that you have to go when you can, but like I just feel like I would have had to be like, okay, I'm gonna have to just wait, or I'm not taking my kid out, fucking to go into Walmart.
Your baby got a weak ass neck.
Why are you saying this like insults? Like you going back and forth with with a mom about her baby.
No teeth looking ass.
My God. Okay, so obviously the question was about superstitions we believe in. We don't believe in any of them, but those are some superstitions from where we from.
I believe in facts. And not facts like a fax machine, but that's just, I'm from the South, so it sounds like I'm saying that, but I'm saying like things that we know to be true.
For the people overseas, like Mike, talking specifically to you, y'all want to share some of the superstitions that your country has? That would be cool, because I think they probably have some that we don't have.
I'm sure.
Mike is really good about, I called you out because you're good about answering these shits. So, hit us up on Facebook, or you can send it into our Gmail account, which is conversationconartist@gmail.com. So Cardi B got engaged to Offset from Migos. I just felt like I should mention it. I
Did you say
don't really
Migos?
give a fuck. Migos.
Sound like you said Mikos.
I might have.
That's
I
like a
don't know.
brand of yogurt.
Migos is better. The
What?
fuck? Why is their name Migos?
Maybe it's the Three Amigos, but they black, so they kept they off of it.
Migos.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well. Anyhow, I don't know how long this engagement is gonna last, and that I only say that because these niggas was fighting last weekend, and then this weekend she got a big ass ring. And let me talk about this ring. I do not understand why, just because you have the money to do so, you would buy a 8 carat ring. Like, what the fuck for? Like, this huge ass, like, it's not wearable. Like, I don't care. I could marry a billionaire tomorrow. Like, I don't want a ring that I'm not gonna want to put on my finger that's too big. I'm not gonna wear that shit. And it make me a target. I don't want to get mugged.
You must be on sugardaddies.com.
I'm not on sugardaddies.com. But I'm saying, if I were to marry, like, I just don't want no big ass ring. I'm not a big ring wearer anyway, but I just don't understand the practicality in getting a ring that big just to show off to people, because that's what it's for. And it's huge. Like, it covered 3 of her fingers. The fuck for? That don't make no sense to me. Like,
She hood.
You right. Yes.
She probably love that ring.
Oh no,
She gonna wear that thing and punch people with it.
Yep.
She gonna take that ring off before she hit somebody.
No.
She gonna punch them with it.
Mm-hmm. No, she thinks it's amazing. And I mean, this is some hood love. Absolutely, 100%. This is definitely hood love. But I don't know. I think that shit is stupid. I do not want a gigantic engagement ring because I ain't gonna wear the shit. I'm just gonna be honest. If somebody bought me a big ass ring, you gonna be mad and be like, why you ain't wearing my ring? And it ain't gonna be because I don't want to marry you. It's because I don't want to wear that big fucking ring you bought. I don't. It's too much. It's not practical. But they're engaged, so.
Are the Migos autistic? Are they normal?
I think they are. They just
are normal or autistic?
They're normal. I think they just some hood niggas that do mumble rap, and it just make them seem autistic. Cause that interview,
I was listening to a podcast, government name podcast.
They were talking about they autistic.
No, was it the government name podcast?
They might have said they sound like they autistic.
Sid Davis from A Social Introvert was on the government name podcast, and either way, it came out of Sid Davis' mouth. Wait a minute. I'm getting all my kind of stuff mixed up. Maybe it came from Black Mary Fly. This is what happened when I listen to too many podcasts in 1 week. It came from a BYNK radio network podcast. And he was saying they from Gwinnett County, which, and by no stretch of the imagination, hood. So he said they was a persona. That's a persona that they have. Like,
that is a terrible. I still like go back and watch the interview where what's his name walked the fuck off Joe Budden, because I really could not understand what they were saying. Yeah, bad and bougie. That what it sounded like to me.
He said, "What you mean I'm left off bad and bougie?"
But that's not what it sounded like.
It didn't. But apparently in the bad and bougie video, he's like at a table in the back on one scene.
Yeah.
And the real answer should have been, well, I know it looks like I'm left off of bad and bougie because I have limited exposure in it. But
limited in exposure, I don't think of what words they would use. Like, they just, I don't know. I'm not a mumble rap fan because I think it's stupid, but it ain't made for me.
But they mumble talk.
They mumble talk.
They ain't just mumble rap. They mumble talk too. I mean, what?
It ain't. I just look at it like it's not made for me. This ain't my era of hip hop.
Is Offset the smart one? Is he like the?
Is there a smart one?
I just know I've heard the name Offset way more than I've heard Takeoff, and I don't remember.
I believe because were people talking about him before this Cardi B shit when they got together and became this
people
hood
love the Migos.
But I'm saying when they talking about Offset specifically, not just the Migos.
They were talking. I think Offset was supposed to be going to do his own thing.
Oh. Maybe, I don't know. Only reason I know what Offset looked like is because I had to see what he looked like for this Cardi B shit. Like, I'm not a Migos fan.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, the only reason I know even one name of a Migos song is because Childish Gambino said it in a speech.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yep. Because he's a fan of Bad and Bougie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're engaged. I will await to see if they actually walk down the aisle. They've been together for like 2 seconds. Like, out of this And now you're gonna pledge your whole life to this person. Like, do people notice what marriage is supposed to be? Like, you basically saying for the next 80 years, well, 60, 70 years, it's gonna be me and you.
Mm-mm.
That's a lot of time. What?
That's just not. I mean, that's not what marriage is.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Well, that's what a jail sentence is.
60, 70 years.
Your ass gonna be in that cell. But marriage, you can get out of marriage.
I mean, but it isn't. So you're not supposed to go into marriage with the idea that I can get out of this shit anytime I want to. Because what the fuck is the point of doing it? Like, it ain't prison. It shouldn't. If it feel like prison, I ain't gonna do that shit. Like, I'm not gonna accept a proposal from a nigga that I'm like, God damn, here this nigga come again. Shit.
So we had this little community talking session.
Oh yeah, the dudes, the bros.
You called it the nigga summit.
I did call it the nigga summit.
It's only men are invited, and it's at the barbershops in the community. But this is to spread awareness of mental health. Mm-hmm. And we had a conversation about relationships, and this one dude was like, "We are the only creature that's monogamous." Like,
first of all, that's not true. Penguins are.
I know I brought that point up there, but either way, there's like 5 creatures maybe that's monogamous, and all the rest of them just have sex with whatever is around when one of them is ready to mate.
You know.
So are we as a species, because we are the only one that hold ourselves in such high regard. We happen to be the ones that the universe endowed with sentience, but as it pertains to every other creature, we know different. What makes us the ones that's supposed to be with one other person?
Here's my problem with that argument. Because if you're gonna make the argument that we're just creatures like any other, then you should also not lock people up for cannibalism. You shouldn't lock people up for killing each other. Animals do that all the time. If somebody comes on their turf and shit, niggas have to die.
Well, we have self-defense laws. So if somebody walking here right now and I had a pistol
trying to harm us,
I'm okay.
But shit, lions get defined because you walk over where they at. You ain't got to be trying to hurt them. My point is that people only use that for that particular, like all the other shit that we have in common with the animals, all the other shit that animals do, don't nobody compare us to anything else but this sex shit. That's the only time I hear this argument made.
Forget what other people are saying. What about what you think? What if we like, is us being civilized and being able to learn how to create a society and a culture, is that the difference between it for us?
I think it is. And the fact that what we've seen helps our offspring become successful. Because, again, you want to use this animal comparison. Animals raise their young for a very short amount of time, and then they on their fucking own. We have to nurture and do all of this other stuff with our kids, and kids growing up in households where motherfuckers are just fucking and making babies, and all of these kids got different. Like, we have seen that that's not good for the kids. We've seen that's not healthy for kids because of the fact that we do have sentience and that we are impacted by this shit when we grow up. So it's just amazing to me that we still have this fucking conversation. Not you and I, just in general, and that motherfuckers who. All the people who bring this up are people who want to just be. And my thing is, if you want to just fuck who you want to fuck, do that. You don't have to make an argument for the whole species for you to do that. You can just do that. But sitting here trying to make an argument that we shouldn't be monogamous because you don't want to be is stupid. Just go fuck bitches. Just go. And I always hear niggas making this argument too. I don't know that I've heard a woman be like, we should, because niggas ain't talking about women fucking everybody when they make that argument. They're talking about them. They're talking about being able to fuck any woman that's in heat. It is never in reference to women also just fucking whoever is around, because that's never the case. It's always one-sided. So, if you want to go and fuck a bunch of bitches, just do that. We live in a society where you can do that. Especially if you're a dude, you won't even get the moniker a hoe. If you're a woman, that's a different story. But if you're a dude, go fuck bitches. Be my guest. But stop trying to make an argument that for the species, but to make your fuckboy shit feel better to you. Like, stop that. Because if you're gonna do that, we have to compare everything else that we do to animals as well. It can't just be sex. It can't just be that. It can't be all of this other shit that we think we're better than animals, but we just like animals on this one shit. Don't get it. Stupid to me. Didn't make any sense. Hate that. And again, I've had this conversation with many a person because it's like anything else that animals do that we do, people would have a problem with it. They would. Animals also, there's a lot of inbreeding and shit that happen. We didn't make that shit illegal. Like, because we've seen what that does and what the result is. Again,
cousins make dozens.
I hate you so much. I'm saying if you're gonna compare us to animals, then let us be animals. You can't just pick this one shit because it goes with what you want to do. That's my thing. Because don't nobody make that no other animal comparisons for anything else. And niggas would be the only beneficiaries to that. Because again, they're never talking about women doing that. It's just men finding as many women as they want to fucking doing that. Never is it like
Not to mention that the whole animal kingdom is all kinds of full of rape.
It is.
So
it is. That's what I'm saying. Like,
good argument to make.
If we're going to play the animal card, then you need to make all of this other shit that we made illegal because we are a civilized species. Then you might throw all that shit out the window. Ain't none of it natural. If you want to do that, none of it is natural. Humans killing humans, that is our natural inclination. Society tells you that you're not supposed to do that. Your natural inclination is to. So again, if you want to make this argument that we're just animals and we the only species in the world to do this shit, then you gotta let all of this other shit ride. We also the only species that have these rules about when you can fuck people. That you can't be 23 and have sex with a 13-year-old. Animals don't do that shit. Animals don't be like, hey girl, how old are you? Gotta make sure you old enough. Once animals are able to be in heat, they are fuckable. Again, if you want to throw all of this shit out the window, we can do that. But you can't pick this one thing because it goes with your agenda.
You're really catering to the Harvey Weinsteins of the world.
No, I'm not saying we need to do it.
No, I'm just saying you acting like men ain't already on that.
They are,
train
but
in a lot of instances.
But as a society, we've still decided that, like, Harvey Weinstein is a disgusting person. I think we can all agree. But the fact that we've decided that he is a disgusting person, again, we're not animals. But yeah, just,
Okay. The Texans. One of the Texans coach.
Oh, fuck that nigga.
I don't know his name.
It ain't important. Don't give him no more shine. Doesn't matter. You gonna look it up, ain't you?
My bad. The owner of the Houston Texans said, as it pertains to the NFL protests, you can't let the inmates run the prison. Now, the first apology, he tried to correct it to saying he meant the asylum. And then the next apology, he tried to say they didn't have nothing to do with the players. It was about how the league was trying to instruct these owners on how they supposed to handle this situation.
He full of shit. He absolutely 100% meant the players. And I have said this before on a different podcast, but like, I really want people to stop apologizing for shit they not sorry for. You're not sorry. You not. You are upset that this is going to impact your pocket because people got upset about it, but you're not sorry. So stop saying that shit. You're not sorry at all. You said exactly what you meant the first time. And I don't even asylum that he meant prisoners. That's exactly what the fuck he meant. He said what he meant. I wish people would stop punking out. Don't apologize. You said it, stand by it. Double down. That's what y'all president is doing. He doubled down every day of his life.
That's because he's a narcissist and a sociopath.
He is. Shit. Well, we've talked about how most CEOs have, some psychopathy going on.
This is just the old man. This is just the old man. That's all that is. Like, Donald Trump happened to be a narcissist and a sociopath,
but
he
old man too.
That's what I'm saying. He ain't more prejudice than he should be. He just got power, and he's a narcissist.
That's
so
the
he can't really
problem.
think outside of himself.
The power is the problem.
He's just a regular old man. Every 70-year-old man got a certain level of racism and got a certain level of, I don't give a rat's ass about you. Like, that's what they got. And this ain't a pass. Don't get me wrong. This ain't a pass. But, you know, the only thing that we got to, you know, wait for them to do is die.
I mean, I thought that till Charlottesville happened and all of these young motherfuckers out there with fucking swastika flags. I don't know that it's going to be just the older people dying. Because I feel like they didn't pass it on enough that it's going to continue on.
You know, if we listen to white America, then those were just anomalies that, you know, that group of men in Charlottesville, that's all it is. They all came.
I mean, I tend to not trust the people that think less of me because I happen to have brown skin. So I don't really give a fuck what white America
I think they mad because they ain't got this melanin.
Oh yeah, they tan to try to get brown.
No, it ain't even about that. They don't want to be brown. They just want to have that.
They want to be
protection.
brown. They don't want to be black.
No, they don't want to be brown. It's a very small subset of people who tan their skin, and that's dangerous.
They have fake tan. It's not a small it's a small subset that actually get in tanning beds. White people like to be tan. Like, being pale is not good in white culture.
Well,
they
pale,
they make fake tan.
Not like Conan O'Brien pale. He like the color of paper.
Cause he's a ginger. You know, I learned, cause I have a white coworker. So apparently, gingers are the niggas of white people. Like, gingers are the coons of white people. Just have a thing against gingers, the redheads. So Conan O'Brien is as pale as he is, and he ain't shit he can really do that. Redhead people just, they pale. They can't change that because they burn very easily. So changing that is hard. But people who are able to tan or wear self tanner, they do. I can hear white women, if you get on YouTube, white bitches all the time talking about how, oh, excuse me, I'm pale. I haven't. They want to be brown. They do. They don't want to be niggas, but they do want darker skin. Across the board. All of them, they learned that, you know, the tanning bed make them look like leather. So a lot of them don't do that no more, but they still tan. They have other ways around it. You go get a spray tan.
I just still don't think it's a lot of people that do it. Like, out of all your friends, maybe all your white friends, maybe 2 or 3 of them.
They all tan.
They all tan. Maybe they don't want to be brown. Maybe they just don't want to be as white. I mean, you know.
I don't know. Even Jay said go get spray tan. Like,
what did that do for tattoos? Make them darker?
No, because, like, okay, so when he go get tan, I don't know how it works, but he gets sprayed down. He would come out and I would be like, the fuck you stay back there all that time for? Like, you look the same. But over time, his skin would, like, get darker. So when he come out, he looked the same. But, like, it does something over time where they get darker. His tattoos are still, like...
It's like seasoning a cast iron skillet.
Yeah.
The more you use it, the more non-stick it become.
Yep. So, yeah, I don't understand the mechanics of it, but he come out looking the same, and then, like, as the time goes on, he get darker. So and it ain't because of the sun. It's just like it just has to sit on his skin for a while. He don't have to lay out or none of that. It just, I don't know. I thought it was stupid. They literally go on a thing. It's an automated thing now, and just get butt naked, put goggles on, and like get sprayed. They spray the back and front to be tan, to be brown.
So I'm sorry.
Oh Jesus.
So do you think that they got like a mechanism where they spread their ass open, or is it like a part of their ass that's just super white?
They probably
around all the tan.
They probably just got a white strip of ass. Who's gonna be pulling their ass cheeks open to see their ass
gonna do it.
Not tan?
They gonna do it, or
No,
maybe
I'm
it's like
saying, where you gonna go where somebody gonna be like, oh, she nice and tan, oh, but that ass, like, no, who gonna open her ass to find out it ain't tanning now? Who gonna spread her cheeks in regular life?
I mean, whoever's hitting the skins.
Everybody look the same with the lights off. Ain't nobody gonna see that strip of skin.
Everybody don't have sex with the lights off though.
I mean, I
You
just
got
don't think
candles.
it's-
You got TV
I
lights.
don't think it's that deep where they spread their ass cheeks. I don't. Maybe like hardcore tan people. Maybe I don't know. And I sure as hell didn't ask Jason if he spread his ass cheeks while he was back there. That did not come up, so I don't know.
You should have asked.
I'm not. No. That's not a question that I would ever ask anyone because it's not an answer that
How
I
did
want
we
to know.
get here?
I don't fucking know. We were talking
about the stupid fucking coach, the owner.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Rabbit hole.
Anyway, I don't know. I ain't really. He's just an old racist white man who tries his best to not be racist because he is an owner in a place where a bunch of black people making money.
But that's how a lot of people feel about the protests. Can't let the prisoners run the asylum or the prison type shit. That's what a lot of. He ain't the only person that think that about the protests. Because instead of, trying to see why are they doing this, let's just focus on the fact that they're doing it and we said they can't do it and they doing it anyway. Who are you to not do what we tell you to do type shit? So he ain't the only one that feel that way.
Y'all problems ain't problems.
No. The fuck? We let you live here. You're not slaves anymore. You can get jobs.
If you don't like it, go back to Africa.
I ain't never been to fucking go back. I hate when people say that shit. You gonna go back to Ireland? Are you gonna go back to Italy, motherfucker? If we all going back where we originated from, y'all stole this shit.
But they like
this
it.
This ain't yours.
But they like it. They say if we don't like it. But they be telling Native Americans, if you don't like it, well, what can you tell Native Americans?
Exactly. Because this they shit. It ain't nowhere for them to go back to.
If you don't like it, go back to the Trail of Tears.
Nigga.
That's what white people say, not me.
Strippers in New York are going on strike.
Going on strike?
Yes.
How do you go on a strike as a stripper?
You
Do they have unions?
I doubt they have unions, but y'all just all get together and say we ain't dancing tonight.
Then they ain't got no job.
Yeah, but that's what happened with strikes.
What?
They don't go to work when you strike.
But when you strike as a union, a deal is made as to when y'all can come back to work.
But in the meantime, y'all ain't working and ain't got no money coming in. While they making the negotiations, y'all ain't getting paid, and they not getting paid until they come to some kind of.
Ain't nobody finna make no negotiations out here because y'all done stopped stripping. Like strippers walking around with picket signs.
I mean, they probably just in the back like we ain't dancing tonight, boss.
Strike is just the wrong word to use.
I'm reading what the story says. Okay. So apparently, okay, so you got these Instagram models, and I use that term so loosely.
Why?
Because they're not models.
They are. The definition of models has changed.
They're not models. So these Instagram models promote, clubs and things, and so they get money from that. And they're taking money away from the strippers, and that the strippers don't need to promote or don't have to promote because they got all of these Instagram models promoting and shit. Also, the strippers have become fed up with the bartenders cutting into their market share, which is causing them to make less money. When it comes to the black dancers and bartenders, racism affects their pockets even more. So, yeah, they're not gonna dance until they get the money they feel like
they're not going to. I don't. Strippers are expendable. And if you're in a field where being dark skinned is causing a problem with how you make money,
yeah.
Where's the bargaining chip for you? Like, where's your leverage?
You really don't have none. But again, that's the life of a dark skinned girl in America. Shit, we don't have a lot of bargaining chips. Because we're kind of we're deemed expendable a lot of times. But
look, I'm not saying I agree with that treatment and I agree what's going on. But first, I don't agree with using the word strike. Because strippers are not unionized.
You don't know they might have stripper unions out here. You don't know? I don't know. I don't know any
I guess
strippers
you're right.
personally.
That is an assumption I'm making because it's stripping.
I don't know any strippers personally, so I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know no strippers?
Mm-mm. None of my friends are strippers.
Okay. Well,
surprisingly,
I don't like strip clubs.
I got a couple that might have and didn't tell me. I got a few that I could. If somebody was like, did you know she was stripping?" I'd be like, "I ain't know, but I ain't surprised." So I had a couple of friends like that. But as far as I know, none of my friends strip. So I don't know if they have like unions and shit. But I mean, if you got a club that is specifically catered to men coming in watching women dance and the women are refusing to dance, even if it's one night, you done lost out on that one night of money. Cause ain't nobody gonna stay at a strip club to have drinks, and ain't no strippers around. You just go to a bar for that shit. Drinks probably be cheaper too. Well, bar drinks are just expensive in general, but yeah. So I mean, they have a little bit of leverage in that. The club gonna lose money the longer, cause like even hiring new strippers would take some time. It's gonna be a couple of nights where they not gonna make no money, cause niggas is not. They coming to see the girls. So, yeah.
So, opioid crisis. It was expected that Donald Trump was going to call out the opioid crisis as a national emergency. Which, when you call out something as a national emergency, it gives you access to so many funds and it gives you so many resources that you can do something with that. Instead, they labeled it as a public health crisis, which clearly is going to put it on the radar for things to be looked at, but it's not going to, make it as important. Mm-hmm. And that decision was probably coming behind all of this funding that's been going to these hurricanes and stuff. But my qualm with this whole situation is, where was this outcry in the late 70s and 80s when it was the crack epidemic?
Because it wasn't opioid epidemic is affecting white kids in nice neighborhoods. And that's why it's getting treated differently, because the drug user looks different. Like even here in like fucking Brookwood and Mountain Brook and all of this shit, like those kids are using heroin and that type shit. So yeah, it's because the drug user looks different than it did in the 70s and the 80s. Those were not rich white kids.
I don't like it.
No, it's fucked up. And Trump don't give a shit about nothing. Like, this is everything he does at this point is a diversion against all of the bullshit that he doing that he don't want nobody to call him out on. So let me make this public health crisis about this shit that everybody has been going on. Like, what's the pen that they can use to stop an overdose? That is for allergies. It's not an EpiPen. It's
you talking about
Narcan. Is it Narcan?
I don't know the hell you was
I think it's
about.
Narcan. It's a pen that they can inject you with if they get to the scene and somebody's overdosing. But they ran out, like it was so many calls for people overdosing that they ran out of. I think it's Narcan. I want to say it's Narcan. It's definitely not the EpiPen is for allergies. Allergic reactions and anaphylactic shock.
Well, clearly, my limited memory or my limited knowledge about pens.
All the reason I know about
me to believe the only thing you stab yourself with was an EpiPen. That's all I had.
I think it's Narcan. I went to a workshop where they were talking about the fact that they were running low on the pens, and they were getting more calls for service for overdoses than they had the pens. So. I mean, we've been known this, but again, it's an issue because it's rich white kids that are overdosing.
We've been knowing this in the black community, just like we know everything in the black community that's going on as it pertains to being oppressed and those kind of differences. Like, but the white community don't ever know anything until they like right in front of it.
Because they don't have, we have been conditioned to be suspicious and cautious, right? You just have to be, being black in America, that's what you have to do. White people don't have as many worries. So they're not as aware because they don't have to be. for survival purposes, we have to be. They don't have to be.
And I wish they would just come out and say, instead of saying, it happens to everybody, just say, because my big argument is that when they talk about, when we say these things happen to black people more disproportionately, and they say it happens to everybody, it's one or two things happening. Either the system is disproportionately targeting a group, or you're just saying that group is just worse.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of white America just believes that group, African Americans, is just worse.
Yeah.
They just have worse behavior. They're just more prone to be criminals. They're just more likely to be in poverty because they're lazy or whatever reason they think about all this stuff. I don't like it.
It's fucked up. The only other thing that I have, and I'm just briefly wanted to touch on this because it's like, bitch, what you thought was gonna happen? Tina Campbell from Mary Mary released a statement that they're having to postpone their tours. Why, you may ask? Because ain't nobody buying their motherfucking tickets. And you know why that is? Because Tina opened her mouth. Now, for all you Christians that, love their music and, say people are persecuting her, let me just remind y'all this thing. And I say this about everybody every time people say First Amendment, she should be allowed to say and express. She can. But also it's my right to not buy her fucking tickets because she's saying that she supported Donald Trump because he had good Christian values, which is laughable because we all know that shit ain't true. So I have a right to say fuck you, and I'm not going to buy your ticket to your show now. So, I don't know why people think that you can say anything you want to say. You absolutely can. If you want to go in on work on Monday and call your boss a cracker, you can absolutely 100% do that. Now, that's going to probably come with some consequences. That's going to probably come with him firing your motherfucking ass. But he can't stop you from saying it. I don't know why people don't understand that you can say what you want to say, but it does not make you free from consequence because it's your opinion. That's not how that shit works. Especially now when you're an entertainer and you know that your fan base are going to be people who did not vote for Donald Trump because of the exact opposite reason that you're saying that you voted for him. So what you thought was going to happen, Tina? What you thought was going to happen? White people who voted for Donald Trump were not coming to your concerts. It was black people that knew he was the seed of Satan. And so therefore you should not be surprised that your ticket sales dip so much that you having to post. And what you postponing it for? Like, I don't know that this is gonna blow over. Like, maybe it will.
I think they should go forward with the show.
With the little bit of people they had. They can't. Well, you can't. They got to make back the money of booking the venue and all of the shit. They got to make that back. If they don't at least make, they got to break even.
And they need to tell all the vendors Jesus paid it all. All right.
I don't think that's gonna work.
I don't know. You don't know until you try.
I mean, I guess, but it's people are persecuting her. Ain't nobody persecuting her. People are she expressed her opinion. They expressing their opinion. Their opinion just come with them withholding their money from her. And that's what happened. People have a right to do that. You're not going to tell me I have to go to this concert just because I got to respect what she said. No, the fuck I don't. I'm not. No.
Look, you defending Mary. Why you ain't buying a ticket?
Exactly. You going to the show? Shit.
Buy a ticket.
Fuck out of here. Like, I knew that shit was going to. It's the same shit that happened with Chrisette Michelle. Out here with all of this shit when she decided to go sing for this nigga.
She got canceled. Then she got canceled by her label most recently.
Because that's what happens. Like, in this era, especially in this era of social media, where everything you do gonna get around that much more faster because people have constant access to each other and to the world and what's going on. Soon as Tina made that fucking interview, soon as that shit aired, it was everywhere. You gonna have consequences from that. Nobody's telling you that you should feel if you feel secure in your reasoning for voting for Donald Trump, then girl, go ahead. That's good for you. But it had a negative. And the thing is, didn't nobody even fucking ask Tina. Tina volunteered that. You volunteered this shit. That was your fault because you could have just kept your mouth closed, but you had to go and say that you voted for him because of his good Christian. You didn't like neither one of your options, but because he had good Christian values, that's why you voted for him. Sit the fuck down, Tina. This is the same man who, before it came time for you to vote for him, you heard the audio just like the rest of us of him telling people he can grab women by the vagina because he rich and they'll let him. I know he didn't say vagina. I'm not gonna say the other word.
You should if you're gonna quote somebody.
I'm not gonna do it.
You should say exactly what they said.
Sorry. I'm not gonna do it. Y'all know what he said.
You should come up with your own word for it instead of vagina.
And all of the words that you came with, all of these, it was terrible. They've been terrible. No, just vagina is what it is. It's a vagina. I don't know why I can't just say vagina. That's
Venus flytrap.
That sounds terrible. That sounds like you will never see your penis again. If the Venus flytraps destroy whatever the fuck goes in them, that doesn't sound like a vagina to me.
What about like a sound like an animal make? Like a gobble gobble. He be grabbing women by the gobble gobble.
Anyhow, you know that he was not no good Christian man, Tina. Just say what it is, that you are a Republican because you rich. I could have accepted that way more. Not that I give a fuck or I was gonna be buying your tickets one way or another, but if you were just honest and said because you're rich and because of the values as far as financially that Republicans have, that made you vote for the Republican candidate, I would have respected you a lot more than you to try to hide behind religion because you thought it was gonna help you. Well, guess what? It didn't. And now your ass is sitting at home thinking about how you should have did what we call shutting the fuck up.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's all I have.
You got it out your system?
I did, because I kept seeing people like taking up for her and saying people was persecuting her. Like, girl, shut up. Ain't nobody persecuting her. You ain't, but I tell you where I'm not going to spend my money with her.
They have a funny way of thinking that somebody is being persecuted, because persecuted used to mean that your head and your arms was locked up in a piece of wood in the middle of the damn town. Motherfuckers think persecuted mean that somebody sending out tweets disagreeing.
Or not buying concert tickets. The fuck? Ain't nobody persecuting Tina. Tina getting what she asked for. Exactly what she asked for. Mm-hmm. Same thing that Chrisette Michelle got. Same thing that Stacey Dash ended up getting. That's just what happens. That's what happens.
Okay. You got anything else on your mind?
I think I done said plenty.
All right. Well, I ain't got nothing else on my mind. So until we come to the next conversation,
we out.
Holla.